What's going on, friends? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. I am unprepared as usual. I'm trying to go live on Substack too. So over here is the Substack peoples. Howdy, howdy, howdy. My first, well, not my very first Substack live, but it is new. It is new to the draw stream. So I was busy setting it up, and I'm gonna have to do some magic when I'm ready to move it to the drawing board. But I want to welcome you guys on this Valentine's Day weekend. I hope you you had a great Valentine's Day. I just ran all the way downstairs. Of course, my wife is cleaning the bathroom as I need to use the bathroom, so I had to go all the way downstairs. Not used to that, so I'm a little out of breath. But here we are. We're going to draw. We're going to talk about Alpha Red. If you don't know, Alpha Red has a campaign going starting tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. But there's a launch party right now, 24 hours from now. We're going to launch that party. I'll find the rhythm tomorrow. But yeah, we are trying to crowdfund for Alpha Red number 8. And let's get started there. Actually, I'm going to turn on the music. I was so busy that I forgot to do all the music stuff. Usually I prepare, but I've been setting up this other camera for the Substack. We're going to turn on our little. Come on. Why is it so low? Can you guys hear that music? And then we get the applause. Yeah. Is the music too low? Let me know if the music's too low, guys. But we're going to get started. We're gonna get started talking about the man of the hour, Mr. Alpha Red, and this is what we're trying to get to for the crowdfunder, right? So you guys have seen me starting to post this this cover. This is the regular edition. Hopefully, we can get you a free copy of this when we hit the proper stretch goal, and then anybody who gets a physical reward will get a free regular edition Alpha Red number 8. But to get there, we have the exclusive virgin cover for Alpha Red number 8, and I asked you to overpay a little bit. So what most people don't understand is that it's going to cost me about $4 to print up a copy to send to you, a full color copy of this Alpha Red. So it's hard for me to make back the money I spend on the colorist and the letterer. I do the drawing. I pay Ray McKay also to write the outline. So all that money kind of goes into making a comic. And then what I'd like to do is raise enough money to do a larger run on the comic. That's the whole purpose of the crowdfunder, is to get this to you for free, because I'm going to ask you to overpay for the exclusive virgin cover. And I also give you, depending on where you want to support me, on Fund My Comic, you can go to fundalphared.com, and this is the other variant cover for the support. And then if you like Kickstarter, a lot of people don't want to leave Kickstarter. I have a villain homage variant. This is the original is a Joker image drawn by David Finch, and it's a beautiful picture. And the third exclusive cover is the sketch cover. But that is all chasing the free version of the regular edition. And just to tease you a little bit with the original images, and maybe I'll flip through these again. I'm just doing this because I have the camera right over here, and so I want the Substack folks who find this later to be able to see what they're going to get. I mean, you guys have seen me flip through the original pages, and the wrestling action starts on page 6, where they kind of go crazy right here. See? But bam. I don't have a regular camera for the Substack, so hopefully we can make that happen for them. But in comes the bad guy, and then mayhem ensues. He's beating everybody up, and you'll have to find out what happens. And then our man Alfred jumps in, and he's wearing a different suit than what he normally wears. I'll show you a quick. Here's our hero Alfred with his normal suit. You guys know that. But then he jumps in with his wrestling suit, and he has to fight this mutated version of the wrestler known as the Natural. Oh, there goes that page. Flew right across the room. So, and that's a good page. I don't want to miss that preview. So I'm gonna chase it down. Look at that page. Look at that action. My goodness, this is my new favorite page. I'm working on it right now. It's pencils, and I'm working on the inks for it. Just like a pretty exciting page. And then at the very end, I tease the next thing. But I'm gonna grab that page that flew across the room and then reset the folks over here on Substack, so that, guys, check this out. This stink bug. This stink bug just crawled. You see that? Stink bug just crawled. He wants to be on live TV. You guys here. Maybe I'll do this now, and then while you guys watch the stink bug trying to steal the thunder for. There we go. You guys can watch the stink bug too. Bear with me, guys. I appreciate you guys. Your patience. Oh, I'm just going to pluck them. Ready to... Somebody else is going to launch. Bam. I launched them. All right. This was working plenty fine moments ago, right before I started. And now it doesn't want to do what it was able to do earlier. I appreciate the patience here, guys. I think I got it. Kabamski. Ee-wee. That's going to be pretty hairy. Ee-wee. You guys on Substack might want to jump over to YouTube and check out Alpha Red comic over on YouTube, because I was able to make this balance before, but this is not going to be ideal for my first go around here on Substack. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. All right, let me grab this page. And I can show you guys the quick. Look at that beauty. Love this panel. You guys see that? Bazinga. One of my favorite new panels. I got a lot of favorites here on this issue. I got a lot of favorites. So I liked how I was using the Masters of Anatomy book last week. I don't know if you guys can still find it, but Masters of Anatomy, there's like thousands of images of poses, and if you look close enough, you'll see your favorite artist. They like feminize certain poses that I want to say this was a Spider-Man or a Batman or something like that. But you'll see some famous poses. This looks like a swimmer thing, or maybe this is a Daredevil. I don't know. But they take your favorite artists and they break down the anatomy for the pose. And then so I'm going to use this pose right here. I don't know what kind of which artist did that, but I'm going to use that. And typically our hero, those of you who are familiar with the channel, this is our guy, Alpha Red. But as you saw in the preview, I don't even know where I put it. But you saw that he's a wrestler in this new issue, and that's because he was trying to take the day off. My man Wes was trying to take the day off, and chaos ensues. That's how we like it, though. We wouldn't have it any other way. And so for any newbies out there, I'm trying to get you guys to collect sketches on the back of backing boards so that they can easily be collected with the actual drawing. So, all right. We're just going to throw the pose down. Let's say hi to my friends. Let's say hi to the people in the chat first. I appreciate you guys being here. I saw some folks early. Brother Benny got in here first. He said, let's get ready to rumble. We are ready to rumble. We are ready to rumble. Brother Fong says, can you smell what the West is cooking? That's right. Eternal Resurgence in the house. Brian, what's going on? Greetings, Eternalists. I like that. I like that. I like the moniker. You have your own greetings, Eternalists. What are you guys? Alpha Redders? Alpha Redders, maybe? I got to come up with a name for you guys. Alpha Red! Looking forward to the launch. Thank you, Ernest. I appreciate you being here. Stink bugs are everywhere. Yeah, well, he's somewhere in the room. I just launched him elsewhere. He'll crawl back. Need some Alpha Raid for those stink bugs. Brother Fong is good for some quips. Yes. He got launched. Faux show. All right, let's get ready. Let us get ready. And this here's the pose. Let's go. We'll just stick it behind here so I can kind of, it does remind me kind of like a, not the Hunchback of Notre Dame, but like a Frankenstein or something like that. He does look a little hunched over. His arm drops down here. I don't know. Can you guys see I'll bring the reference down. So this guy here is the reference. Let's see if you guys can see as an artist, what I am inspired by and how that translates to what is on the page. Got this arm down here, got this hand over here. This to me just kind of looked like a wrestling pose, so I just went with it. So I really was inspired by I felt like Rob Liefeld was encouraging us to kind of go back and use the greats as inspiration for the things that we do. When he talks about him and Jim Lee and all these guys, when they were starting out, they would intentionally not swipe, but like allow their favorite artists to influence their style, because we're all trying to figure it out, right? I don't have it all figured out. I have a good basic understanding of anatomy, but you need more than that to make your stuff kind of stand out. You have to be able to deconstruct what your favorite artist is doing in order to stand out. And then you incorporate that into your style, and you can't help but add a little bit of your own style in there. So I like to keep the head small. I can always make it just a little bit bigger. I feel like a heroic physique includes a smaller head and a bigger body. I've seen some people with actual small heads and big bodies, and it does not strike me as cool looking in real life. But here in the comics, I feel like it adds a little something. All right. Holy, there he is. He's back. He was crawling up the back of my neck, guys. It was the Revenge of the Stink Bug. This guy. All right. We're not just going to launch him. We're not going to just launch him. Ray McKay's in the house. Who's Alpha ready to rumble? I think Ray's ready to rumble. If he's wrestling, he has to have a finisher, right? The Alpha Bomb. Nice. Alpha Punch. He does have a finishing move. He doesn't have his own finishing move, but he does use a finishing move. Let me see if I can. I don't know if you guys, if I told you guys what I do with these stink bugs. I don't squish them because they stink. So I just use some tape. It's a terrible waste of tape. But I take tape. He's in here. He attacked the back of my neck. Can you guys believe it? The audacity of these stink bugs. We don't know what they eat. We don't know anything except they hide out in the crevices of our windowsills, and they crawl out from behind the curtains. And kabamski! They try to. Well, this one tried to eat me in the neck because I launched him. Oh man, he came back. He came back for me, guys. Let it not be said that stink bugs don't have a vengeful spirit. All right, so like I like this Masters of Anatomy book for even like their hands. Like they do some pretty gestural hands, and you're like, yeah, you're not. They don't give you every finger. They don't give you every whatever. Every what do you call these? Every section of every finger, but they give you the overall. They give you the overall shape of the gesture, and it's very natural looking. Like this is the pinky all the way down here. You got the thumb all the way up here, and then there you go. There's the index finger, middle finger is just like a little nubby, and then the ring finger coming down almost on top of the ring finger, but just the angle of it feels pretty natural. All right. We have the move. He's moving like a wrestler. Our man, Alpha Red. He is Alpha ready to rumble. All right. So let me, gonna tone him down as far as the darkness of the line work here. It's gonna get really muddy really quick if I don't take down the darkness. The darkness. All right. The guys are saying, hey, hey, to one another. Hey, hey, Ray McKay. Yes, yes. Funk says, I need a copy of AR number 8 for Ray to sign at Comic-Con. We're working on it, brother. We are working on it. Ray, are you going to Comic-Con this year? I know you've gone the last 2 years, I want to say. Make it a annual tradition. You guys meet up, and hopefully you'll have 2 or 3 issues of Alpha Red for brother Ray McKay to sign. All right, so you got to get the eyes good. And in the latest issue here, do I have? I don't know where I laid it. I flipped them upside down, so I didn't. So as you can see in the latest issue, he has a mask, like a grifter type mask on. So I know that Grifter is not the only one who has the mask like so, but Grifter has I think they shoved the eyes like right up in there, where for my mask it's I'm going to show it where his eyeballs are pretty much showing. Ray has a character from his Grok comic last gen. There's a green, there's a guy with a green mask like this, right, Ray? If you're still here, I want to shout out the last gen. I think last gen is the campaign is over, if I'm not mistaken. But he has a grifter type mask also, but it's green and he wears goggles. And he looks pretty cool. I don't know if the whole team is supposed to be young. You have Ray says San Diego is to be determined so far. But I will be at WonderCon. Okay. Ray says, yes, he's called Calvary, and he might just be my new favorite character in Last Gen. Very nice. And Last Gen #1 from Grok Comics is fully funded. Fantastic. Ray says that Calvary has very much a grifter-esque mask. He does. Brian says, what is Calgary's powers? Is it Calvary or Calgary? Calvary is his name. Yeah, what are his powers? And is he a teenager? I know it's kind of supposed to be a young team, but it's not drawn as though they're very young. All right, we're gonna put in his muscles here. We've got I'm looking over there to make sure that I got the right vibe. So this is kind of skinnier, and then his hip goes out a little farther to add to the leaning crouchingness of it. The crouchingness of it all. And his new wrestler suit. I don't want to spoil the move. Who was it? Was that Ernest who says about the move? Yeah, he does have Ernest. He does have he does do a finishing move. So in the story, he doesn't much like wrestling, but there are reasons. Attack of the Stink Bug. I can't believe he came back after. I felt pretty confident that I gave him the old heave ho pretty good, but he didn't want me to have the last word. Did not want me to have the last word on that. All right, so he's got a sleeve. I like these the anatomy stuff here from Masters of Anatomy, just because they give you the shadowing. So like his face is kind of looking down a little bit more in this pose. So maybe I can kind of go along with it and give him more shadow on his face than I normally would. And then bring the shadow down across his chest too. So I do appreciate what they're trying to do. And like this arm looks like it's coming towards you. So when I'm drawing the sleeve on his arms, I'm gonna go with the lines arching this way on here, and then the back here, I believe his arm is supposed to be kind of bent back a little bit, and then it comes forward Like his elbow is back. His belbow, as my kids used to call it. The belbow. So we'll put the sleeve kind of going back that way. And his wrestler outfit does not make a whole lot of sense for the situation, but part of it is he had to look cool. They don't talk about it, so I'm going to just not talk about it. Suspend some realism. Let your imagination fill in the blanks. All right. So I do like the foreshortening of the leg. It's harder to achieve. Let me see. But when you do it well, it definitely sells the depth. So he's hunched down. So his thigh is like in a lower position, or a kind of a truncated, foreshadowed position. And then you're supposed to see more of the calf. I don't see the justification for it over here, but for some reason that works pretty good on the reference. So we're just going to trust the reference a little bit and let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. So I'm discovering with these these deltoids, that I've been thinking about them wrong, like my whole drawing life. Like there's like 4 sections to the deltoid from what I can see. One that is like in the front, one that's mainly kind of in the middle, and then there's 2 back here. So I'm gonna try to achieve that. All right, we're working it in, guys. The details. I'll have to catch up on Calvary's powers there in a minute, but I want to get to this drawing because this hopefully will be one of the prizes for tomorrow when the campaign launches. So you may be able to win this if you are one of the first 5. And I'll have to determine whether this is for Kickstarter or for Fund My Comic. So do you guys have an opinion on Kickstarter versus Fund My Comic? Have you guys used Fund My Comic versus Kickstarter? I have used them both. This would be my 3rd. I believe it's my 3rd. Maybe my 4th Fund My Comic campaign. It is my 11th Kickstarter. My 11th Kickstarter. I think I'm moving the middle finger over a little bit and the ring finger not quite as on top of the pinky as I thought. All right. So as for the costume, you're just supposed to suspend belief why he has such a cool costume. It can make sense, but you really have to want it to make sense. All right. So this is the top of the forearm thing here, and this is the other side of it. It's really just the bone right here. But then I like doing this, the new rediscovered Jim Lee Willis Protatio fade that Jim Lee kind of popularized, but like Dale Keown uses it. So I just looking back at some of his old work, so cool because he just does the fade all over the place, and he fades it like frontwards, backwards, like all the fading. All right. So I do have some cool prizes for you guys. Some cool prizes. So have you guys checked out the Fund My Comic campaign? It has not been approved yet. And I was having problems uploading some pictures, some images. So I kind of gave up and just submitted the campaign for approval. And I've been in contact with Luke Stone, and he assures me that I will be able to add those images as soon as it gets through the approval process. But yeah, so he wears a hoodie. You've seen our buddy Wes wearing hoodies, and so he just rips off the sleeves. Just rips off the sleeves. And I don't know if you saw in the other, hang on a second. Well, that Substack live might die. Can I plug this in? I don't know if I can plug it in and keep the wires away from myself. And I don't know if anybody's actually watching over there on Substack. They just offered a live. Come on, you can do it. Yay. Okay. Let's see if that wire is gonna get in my way. Don't get in my way. So it's not too much of a stretch for him to have something red on his body. It was just a cool design, cool, fun design, in my humble opinion. Obviously, I designed it, so I think it's cool. Of course. Methinks. So, I mean, they have the shadow coming all the way up here. And then his pants are black. He's wearing the skinny jeans. As you do. He doesn't know it's not cool anymore. But it makes for a cool superhero leg thing. And he just happens to be wearing black sneakers that can be worn in the ring. So super excited for you guys to read it, experience it. And I have to do an interview with Mr. Ray McKay, and he can spill the beans on where he came up with the idea. It was originally a pitch that he sent me early on. As I was watching his interview over on US, US Nerd Nation or Geek Nation or something like that. Matt Hasso was talking about a skin suit where you have a bunch of stories as a writer, and then you just kind of take your story idea and you bring it and you put the new skin on it for the character that you're pitching. And I could see this wrestling one as a skin suit. What do you guys think? Ready for the inks? Ready, ready, ready. All right, let's scroll up here real quick, and yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. I'm gonna scroll up here. I'm sure we're going to see what Calvary does. Yep, Calvary. Yes, Calvary. I don't want to dominate too much of Alpha Red airtime with last gen, but Calvary, and I'm just reading through, so I gotta remember to hit the button here. To Calvary and the rest of the last gen are sort of late teens, early 20s. Gotcha. Yeah, no spoilers. No spoilers. Ray says, and his powers are a little odd, and he doesn't have any outright, but he can basically conjure responses to other powers. If you shoot fire at him, he creates ice, etc. Okay. If someone shoots lasers at him, he can create shields. Okay, cool power. Kind of reminds me of the Lifeguard from X-Men. Never heard of Lifeguard. I wish I could say I know that one, but I'm so bad with the X-Men. You're not bad with the X-Men. I think Brian is extremely good with the X-Men, because Lifeguard is not someone I know of. She can manifest whichever power is needed to save someone's life. Okay, awesome, awesome. Look, take what I put with a grain of salt, and I don't know if it's a Canada thing or not. I can't even access Fun My Comic, and I know other creators like Apogee Comics have struggled to get eyes to it, and with sight issues. Yeah, I've had some sight issues, unfortunately. So I feel that. Ray. So hopefully Luke can help me out with that. Seems like he is willing to kind of like more hands-on. I don't know how he has the time. I don't know if it's because there's not as many people using Fun My Comic, but he has great customer service. Like, you ask him a question, he's very responsive. That is one thing he has going for Fun My Comic. So I'm hopeful. The thing I like about Fun My Comic is that you get paid right away. Like, he doesn't sit and wait on it. Comparing it to Kickstarter, like, it's like 5 or 6 days after the campaign is done, and they wait and they wait, and they say that not everybody has contributed, please, whatever excuses they make for not giving you your money. But I know I support Kickstarter things, and they take my money ASAP. Like, the campaign ends, and within that day, they've taken the funds, and they're good to go. So on the creator side, I'm thinking, if you're taking the customer money the day of, why does it take you 5 days to get me the funds? But because I understand a little bit about, like, bigger corporations and stuff like this, they kind of act like a bank, where they have this money in there, and like they use that money. They use your money as I don't know for sure, but like banks, the way banks work, you put your money in and then they use your money that is sitting there as collateral for loans that they loan out to other people. And they pay you a little bit of interest, but not as much interest as they're charging the people who are borrowing your money. So that's the same way with like Robinhood, the stock trading app. They everything's always in flux, and as long as they have a certain amount of money they know how much money that they have coming in from you for a certain investment. They can loan out money as a different entity elsewhere, and they make interest on that, and then they charge you fees to buy stock and trade stock. So I imagine that bigger companies like Kickstarter are more like that, where they are actually an investment kind of a tool or arm. But yeah, just to go back to the way that Will Spataccio was describing what he and Jim Lee and Scott Williams was doing when he was on the Rob Liefeld Robservation podcast. Just sounded like they were just copying whoever had the most popular style at the time, which was John Byrne. And I didn't realize that Arthur Adams was such a huge influence on all those guys. Mainly because he was not a very prolific artist. He was notoriously slow, apparently, but very detailed. But his anatomy supposedly inspired a lot of the image guys, and all the way down to Joe Madureira even. And Joe Madureira is one of my favorite guys. So that is what kind of inspired me to just go back to the guys that I really like and say, you know what? I like how they draw the muscles, like how they do the rendering, and that's very exciting. And Rob Liefeld and a couple of other sites on Facebook, they call them swipes. I think they call them the site that I found where was showing you where a lot of the great artists got their actual pages and poses and storytelling from Frank Miller to Todd McFarlane. A lot of them got their influences, not just influences, but they take the whole page from a Japanese comic. Frank Miller did it, and Todd McFarlane, they were showing exact what we would call swipes. I mean, he did it in his style. Some of them not even in his style. It was like very much in the style of the manga that they were taking the pages from. So I borrowed that mindset for sure with this issue, and hopefully that is really what people are seeing. A lot of people have reacted to my artwork on this issue very positively. And it's been my kind of return to allowing great art, great storytelling, great page layouts by some of the greatest people that I grew up appreciating, and just really applying it directly to my storytelling from the angles of the shots to the panels, the panel layouts. It has been very very informative to just be aware of what they are trying to do and how they're achieving the more exciting looking panels. And you change what you need to change, obviously, to tell the story that you're trying to tell. But for the most part, it has informed a lot of what I've been doing with this issue. And maybe you guys can tell. Maybe you can't. Maybe I'll just go through, and if it's received well, I can go and actually show you the pages or the images that I used to inspire which panel. Because I'll borrow a Dave Finch picture over here, using a Joe Madureira page over there, that kind of stuff. Let's see if you guys are still talking. Nope. Okay. But yeah, and so after you get inspired by those certain pages and panels and poses from your favorite artists, it's not as hard to come up with your own when you're coming up with your own, honestly. But all it takes is, flipping through some of my favorite Jim Lee and Joe Madureira comics, flip through some. I don't really flip through any David Finch comics. I don't have many. I got rid of my New X-Men and New Avengers stuff that he did. I got rid of them right before I moved to New York. But so this is supposed to be a hoodie. So he's got some hoodie pocket action here. So I don't know if I'll ever do another wrestling Alpha Red comic, but it has been such a hoot to do this issue. I watch so much wrestling. Some of it is fantastic. Some of it is really, really bad. Like, bro, why are you waiting there for the guy to do the move on you? Like, that's not right. That's not right. But obviously, the WWE or WWF or whatever, those guys know what they're doing. So I know I've talked about it maybe here, but I partnered with the local wrestling company, and so that is why the story. If you get the digital deluxe, reward, where I show you what Ray sent to me and how I changed it. A lot of the changes came because I was using actual wrestlers from around my area. So that was a promotional idea I had after interacting with so many wrestling fans that I meet at comic book shows. I don't know if these comic book promoters are also huge these wrestling people. What was I saying? I don't know whether or not the promoters of the comic book shows are also wrestling fans, or if they just recognize that there's a lot of crossover. But they have a lot of retired wrestlers in, and in my case, I live in an area that it's populated enough that it can kind of hold its own wrestling, I don't want to say league. They tour around the neighboring areas. It's central here in central New York. It's central to central New York, but they drive about anywhere from 40 to 50 minutes around the area, and they have an event every month. And so I'm hoping that these wrestlers who agreed to be in the comic will help push the comic. Now, they don't know that it's almost done. I reached out to the promoters, and they're super excited, but I have not connected with the actual wrestlers. So they've not seen any of the pages. So I was planning on doing that today, but I got caught up in a bunch of other stuff trying to figure out whether or not I wanted to do the Substack live. I only see one person, one viewer on the Substack live, but it's got to start somewhere. So this is the one muscle, and then the next muscle comes down here, and then the one is kind of in the back. And Dale Keown does it really well, and Bart Sears. If you look at those guys and how they kind of share that, show the musculature, it's very natural looking. They clearly have done it, have studied it. And it's been a long time since I've gotten a Flex magazine or just looked up fitness online. You gotta be careful when you look up women's fitness. Yikes. There are a lot of naughty people out there. Lots of naughty people. Some of them work out. Some of them like working out. You do want a natural physique when you're drawing the female form, but wowzers. Giving away the milk. Isn't that what they say? Why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? Now there's just pictures, so you're not getting any actual milk. But it's so easy to accidentally see a lot of the bad images online. All right, let's see. Brother Fong says, Ray, you gotta go to San Diego Comic-Con so you and James can sign copies of Alpha Red 6 through 8 together. I am trying to work my way to San Diego. So maybe. Plus, I need you to sign Last Gen when I get it. Andrew Anderson, welcome. Got to drop off. Looking forward to issue number 8. Thank you for hanging out, Andrew. Thank you so much for hanging out. Very cool. Very cool. But yeah, I was trying to improve my female physique drawing, and I wanted an athletic build, and so I looked up women's fitness, and it's pretty risque altogether, but if you start scrolling long enough, they don't leave much to the imagination. Actually, they don't leave anything to the imagination. Like, holy smokes. Holy smokes. But yeah, you can be the lucky owner of this very image if you are one of the first 5 supporters of Alpha Red numero 8, numero ocho. If I'm incorrect in my Spanish, let me know. Pretty sure it's ocho. I took French in high school. Francais? Ray, do you speak French? Is the French-speaking side on the west coast of the great land of Canada, the great white north? All right, we're gonna go for the bigger guns here. Whoop. See, Substack. The Substack camera, which is just my iPhone. Took a little nudge. All right, this guy bringing some darkness. So you guys have a good Valentine's Day? Take your sweetie out to dinner or something? Are there any good Valentine's movies that are worth mentioning? My wife and I have not been to the movies since Superman in IMAX, which I overpaid for. Did I tell you how much I paid for an IMAX ticket for Superman? They kept showing me the single price whilst I put down that I wanted 2, and they just kept showing me the cost for the one. And when I went to check out, I was already emotionally bought in and was just like, holy smokes. Holy smokes. I'm actually embarrassed to admit how much I paid, because we don't typically go out to the movies at all anyway. And for me to pay as much as I did, I was like, don't tell my wife how much I paid for these IMAX tickets. Let's see. Ernest says, are the Kickstarter and Fund My Comic launched together or Kickstarter first? They are actually both together, 8:30 on both. You got to get two computers going, Ernest. I heard Solo Mio by Angel Studios is good. I have no idea what that is. Solo Mio. I gave my wife a card and we went to a celebration of life event on Valentine's Day. That's very nice. Very nice. It was supposed to be a wedding, but the husband-to-be passed away last month. That is very sad, but it is very nice to for those of you who honored him by going to a celebration of life event. That is so sad. Hopefully it was not too unexpected, but I guess if you're looking to get married, you are not expecting to pass away. So hopefully it was one of those fallen in love stories and terminal illness, but married anyway because you love each other so much, kind of thing. Love you till you die, even if it's not so long. Hopefully that's the case and not just some random accident or something. That would be so sad. I don't know if I would, as a spouse, that the person that was alive would want to have that celebration. So as I was doing some research for this issue, the international wrestling, holy smokes, that is some kind of like, it put me in a trance. Like there are like long videos of it. I don't know if you guys are wrestling fans. I'm much more of a wrestling fan now than I knew, than from what I knew previous. I don't know much about the storylines. I don't know about that aspect of it, but the sheer athleticism is kind of off the charts, kind of cool. Let me see. Solo Mio is a movie that just came out. Kevin James. I've seen that. I've seen the something about it. Husband to be, unfortunately, was 43 and had a heart attack in his sleep. That's so sad. That's so sad, bro. Wow. That's a heartbreaker. Heartbreaker for sure. Heartbreaker for sure. But yeah, the Japanese wrestling, crazy. And then I don't know if it's Mexican or some kind of Spanish. So amazing. These guys are like practically dancing on the ropes. They just like, they're walking, they're like running across the ropes, bouncing from one rope to the other, doing flips, catching each other. Like some of them did not catch each other. And matches were stopped. You know, like when they go flying off the top rope, they're supposed to hit the guys, and they land a lot farther away than the guys where the guys were, and they try to catch them and try to block them with their bodies to absorb the blow, but the guy smacks down into the ground, and you're like, oh, that was not supposed to happen. People start scrambling. Things don't always work out. They do not always work out. Yeah, so tomorrow at 8, we are going to have this launch party, and I will show you some of the prizes, and then we'll go over some of the more unique rewards. So if you guys want to go in and pick the thing that you want to pick quickly so that you can be one of the top 5. One of the top 5. Yeah, so I don't know if people, like if you're not registered on Fund My Comic, I would suggest that you go on Fund My Comic. And the Fund My Comic here, now that this is pretty much done, I'm going to let it dry, and then I might even color it. They might get some color action just because I want you guys to have something special. So this is the one that you can get on both campaigns. Both campaigns will have the Virgin cover. And then this one with him sitting in the corner will be the Fund My Comic version. And this one here is the Kickstarter version. So the sketch cover is also going to be on both. So if you're into getting a sketch on the sketch cover, that will be available there. But I'm gonna do the signature on here. I wish I had a little bit more time. I was messing around with this Substack thing, and I was not able to get as much done as I was hoping. Hopefully you guys liked his wrestling look. It's a one and done, but I had fun designing it, and I will enjoy looking at him, drawing him. Hopefully, when people discover him, wrestling fans hopefully will discover him. Whoopsie whoopsie. Whoopsie doopsie. So he's easy to draw. Not as many technical things as Alpha Red's normal superhero costume. So, all right, guys. Well, I do appreciate you hanging out with me. I'm going to spin it around here and see what you guys have to say. Wrestling in Mexico and Japan is some hardcore guys for sure, bro. I had no idea. When who was it? Daniel Warren Johnson was talking about the influence wrestling had on his artwork and stuff. He's like, he kept talking about the Japanese wrestling. I was like, whatever, WWE is a lot of high flying stuff. How much more could it be? And bro, I had no idea how athletic they were, how tough they were. They look like they are beating the snot out of each other for sure. Brother Jay Scott is in the house. What's up, James? Happy Sunday to you and everyone. Glad to see you here, bro. Brother Funk says, drawing looks slamming. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Funk says, are his fans called Alpha Redimaniacs? We got to work on that, bro. We got to work on that a little bit. We'll work on it, and then we'll address it as you read it. Maybe you'll come up with another version of his fans, what his fans might call him. So they do make fun of him. The other wrestlers do make fun of him. So it is addressed that Alpha Red is not the name that we all love. It just doesn't roll off the tongue. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you being here so much each and every week. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the launch party. 8:30 is when both campaigns start. So I don't know if anybody is watching me from Substack, so I don't know if it's worth it to mess with this over here, but I'm just gonna do it anyway, just in case they keep it live or something. Nope, it's just gonna sit here. You can look at my double chin. But yeah, hopefully you guys can join me tomorrow. We'll have some fun. I'll show you some of the rewards, and we'll go through the cost of them. Some, obviously, because they are original art, have to be on one or the other. So I don't know if anybody is interested in buying all 24 pages. I think I put that at $1,300. So if you want a whole comic, I think there's one person out there who has all the pages to my indie comic called Jonas. I think it was Brian who picked that up, and that was awesome. Like, and I'm going to try to incorporate that somewhere into the Alpha Red lore so that it means something for that. But if you're interested, that's going to be on one of the campaigns. The sitting in the ring, the corner one is going to be on one and not the other. So things like that. So we'll go through where which original art is, and then hopefully at 8:30 you guys run in there and support Alpha Red number 8. But until tomorrow, guys, 8 p.m. launch party right here. Grace and peace. We are out.
From dust of ages, a shadow woke, a seal was shattered, a silence broke, a relic stolen by thieving hands. The searcher breaks in wherever she can. Ancient chains fell, a blade of steel, and winged executioner named Zachiel, once bound to judgment, wrath, and flame, now walking the earth in evil's name. Blood meets prophecy, truth meets lies, the past screams loud in wingmen's eyes. He stands his ground, he won't break. The kingdom fight is now his fate. When angels fall and the dark ones rise, his faith and fire will light the skies. When the story is told, let it be said, God's champion tonight was Alpha Red. Wingman dreams in broken lights, forgotten sins clawed through his night. Someone else's vision of who he was, of broken wings and a sacred cause. He faces the thief with a heart on fire, the searcher's blade sharp as wire. Beside her he stands, cold and still. Zachiel awaits to do her will. Heroes tremble at heaven's gate. Old blood stirs, but it's not too late. He stands his ground, he won't break. The kingdom fight is now his fate. When angels fall and the dark ones rise, his faith and fire will light the skies. When the story is told, let it be said, God's champion tonight was Alpha Red. If judgment's bright can't be slain, then a new master must take the reins. Not all that's holy walks in light, not all that's wrong is born at night. The searcher pulls her final thread, but our heroes will triumph instead. He stands his ground, hearing wingman's cry, his kingdom friends doomed to die. When rooftops burn and allies fall, one brave hero must answer the call. He fought till the end as the darkness fled. The war is won because of Alpha Red. The searcher runs, the skies still bleed. Zachiel falters, chained by creed, and in the ash where angels tread, hope still rises, Alpha Red. Hope still rises, Alpha Red. Hope still rises, Alpha Red.